So today I want to show you how you can create a base for your vintage hairstylings using heat. Most vintage hairstyles will require some form of curling in your hair prep before you can get the actual style. This method is a quick, easy method that you can utilize before positioning your hair into a vintage style. For my heat set, I'll be using a curling iron. This one is a 3/4 of an inch, so just under an inch. And I think this is a great size for vintage hairstyles because the barrel of the iron isn't too big, so you're going to be able to hang on to your curls a little bit longer. Essentially, you're going to be replicating pin curls, just using heat to mold the style instead of setting your hair overnight.
To prep the hair for the style, I'm applying some heat protectant spray. This is by the Kenra brand, and I really like it for setting curls. I just applied a light misting, and then I'm going to brush it through with my hairbrush.
Next thing you want to do is grab your comb and something to create your hair sections, a duckbill clip or just some hair clips.
I'm using the end of the rat tail comb to create my side hair parting, followed by those sections above the ear. And the bang section can line up with those side sections as well. For the back, you're going to need to create as many sections as you need. I'm just going to do 2 larger sections. But if you have a lot of thick hair, you might need 3. In total, I have 5 sections, 3 in the front and 2 in the back. I have left one of the back sections free, which is where we're going to start our hair curling. I've gathered up most of the hair except for that bottom section where we will begin by creating our first curl. Remove more hair if needed, and comb out the strands of hair until they're flat like a ribbon. Wrap the hair around your curling iron, securing the fasten and rolling the hair all the way up to the scalp. Make sure there aren't any loose pieces of hair and continue to hold the curling iron horizontal to maintain that vintage style. Once the hair is heated through, carefully remove that section, maintaining the curl, and add your duckbill clip. I prefer the larger duckbill clips, but I didn't have enough to do my entire head with them, so I did have to use a couple of my smaller duckbill clips. The larger your hair section, the larger your clip will need to be. And continue this method until your first hair section is complete. Since I have less hair in the front, I only needed to do 2 curls in those front sections. If you're curious about the curling iron I'm using, it is the Hot Tools Professional 3/4 of an inch curling iron, and I will have this and all the other products linked below. Now that we've completed the back and the side sections, we can move on to the bang. We can start out by combing the hair forward and creating our first hair section. You want your hair sections to be no larger than the barrel of the curling iron, so about under an inch for the width and around 3 inches for the length. If you have some layering, it can be a little bit difficult to get all of those sections into one curl. You may want to start wrapping the hair around a little bit closer to the scalp, using the strands to keep those ones tucked inside. To create volume in the bang, I'm starting by rolling the hair back, but then I'm pushing the curl into the hair parting. This resistance will add a bit more fullness to the top of the hairstyle. Carefully remove the hair section and replace with a duckbill clip, without letting the curl fall apart. And repeat this process 2 more times for your bang section. Depending on your hair parting, your bang might have more sections. If you have a very severe side part, you might have to do 4 curls instead of 3. And if you prefer a middle part, you can do this process by creating 2 sections on either side, and you'll want your curls to face away from the hair parting. Once the heat set is complete, you're going to want to let it sit to cool down for about 20 to 30 minutes. Because I had to use some of the smaller duckbill clips, it's not absolute perfection, but you still get the point. After about 20 minutes, carefully remove the duckbill clips from bottom to top. I like to save the bangs for last and begin to softly brush out the curls. For this process, any hairbrush will do. I'm using my Denman back combing brush that can brush through the curls and also help me with the shaping. I'm going to start brushing the bangs back and try to maintain the volume that they have. And begin to swoop them over to the side, starting to brush the bang section into the remainder of the hair. Depending on the style of your brush out, you may want to leave it curlier. If so, you might want to stick to just your fingers or the end of a pick comb. Simply brush out the top, use a pick comb, and tousle the curls and add hairspray, but I'm going to brush it out completely. To give the bang section an S shape, I'm combing the section over my fingers and holding them in place, positioning them with a duckbill clip, followed by a second duckbill clip going in the opposite direction in that other wave. I'm just going to lightly brush and tuck under the rest of the hair to get a smooth, soft brush out. To maintain the shape, I'm adding some mists of the Kenra Volume Hairspray. Finally, removing the duckbill clips and finishing off the style with a final light comb through where any of the hair has separated. So the result of this simple heat set will give you a vintage silhouette with the S-shaped bang and kind of a full page boy effect. It's not super curly once brushed out, but it will provide you with the shaping or definition that you might want for a vintage updo, a chignon, just wearing your hair pulled back with a comb. This style looks great with hats or just worn as is. So if you're just looking for a simple heat set for mid-century hairstyling, this one is a great one to start with. I hope you enjoyed this easy heat styling tutorial and that it helps you on your vintage hairstyling journey.